Hey, welcome back to Sheryl's Network Live, and we are coming to you from Las Vegas. It's a beautiful, sunny, hot day in Las Vegas, and here at Sheryl's Network Live, we bring to you a variety of professionals and also tips, strategies, and ideas to take your business to many levels beyond. And today I have in the studio with me an old friend, actually. We met years ago, Derek with ADG Realty. So welcome, Derek. How are you?
Thank you. I'm
Good.
really good.
Good to have you. It's great to have you. You and I met back years ago. I can't remember just where we met, but then I remember when you invited me to come and speak at one of your training events.
Yes.
And I was so impressed with how you treated your group of realtors. I truly was so impressed. And you have stuck in my mind since then.
Wow.
And so I appreciate you being on my show today. I love to interview successful people and people that really care about giving back to the community and that treat people with integrity and respect. And I found that so much with what you do.
Thank you.
So tell us about your business, about your real estate company.
Well, I started in 1997. I started with Century 21.
Here in Vegas?
Here in Vegas.
Uh-huh.
I stayed with the company for about 11 years, and then I formed my own company, ADG Realty.
And now you're a broker and you have
Broker,
realtors.
owner. I do residential, commercial.
Mhm.
I primarily focus on investment properties. So while people are looking for residential, first-time buyers, I concentrate on investors that buying multiple properties, and it's actually helped me a lot and helped a lot of the investors.
So do you work with mostly people that come from out of town?
Right now, most of my business comes through referrals.
Oh.
So it seems like the investor people have friends that also want to invest. And when they see success, then they all want to jump on the bandwagon. So, Vegas in the downturn provided some tremendous opportunity. There were
For people that recognized it.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and it takes education.
It
It takes, I have a definition of fear. Fear is lack of knowledge. So, with my background in investing, I started as an investor. So when I accumulated 38 investment properties, people wondered how I did it. And so I just shared that information, and they liked the theory, they liked the formula, and they all get started. So I have from very wealthy people to people just starting to invest. I
That's
just
awesome. So
like
you
to help
taught
all.
them what you learned.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because I've had clients that actually taught at Harvard and Stanford, PhDs and MBAs, and when I run the formula by them, I always ask them to please help me improve it. But so far, no one's been able to improve the formula. It's simple, it works, everybody has made money on it. I don't know how to
this
explain
formula.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would have to hear the formula. That's great. And so you started that in 1997, and then how long have you been in Las Vegas?
Since 1991.
And where did you come from?
I came from Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
I was working for the phone company, and I transferred to the phone company in Las Vegas.
Oh.
But real estate was my passion. My educational background, I went to college to be an electrical engineer.
Oh, really?
Fortunate or unfortunately, I dropped out after 4 years.
Probably fortunate.
It actually is fortunate. But I think having the math skills and the analytical skills helps me in real estate.
I bet it does a great deal. Yeah. And so now your office is located on West Sahara, and you have a group of how many realtors in your office?
I got about a dozen realtors, a variety. We got Chinese, Japanese, and Spanish speaking. I have clients from all over the world.
So do you find that even though you probably don't do a lot of online marketing at this time, do you find that you get those people from all over the world because of word of mouth?
Yes, absolutely. Success breeds success. So
Giving good service
Yeah,
brings
people
people.
happy to refer you business.
Yes, exactly.
We also have property management. So investors, when you look at investors, the weak spot is property management.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the great realtors never get into property management. It doesn't pay well. And so what I noticed is that when I had my investors purchase,
Mm-hmm.
I would hand them off to an investor. But the treatment that they got was not well. So I said, we're going to start a property management company so I can watch it very closely.
So then you had the client that was the investor, and then they needed a property manager for their investment
Correct.
properties. So is it do you have investors in real estate or in residential as well? And so do you manage residential homes as well as commercial
Right.
in your property management?
Mhm.
Oh, interesting. And so that's a very good analogy or a strategy, because then you're able to manage it and see what's going on within it and provide even better service.
Correct.
Awesome. Awesome.
Within my office, I have financing, I have real estate, and I have property management. So it's the one-stop shop.
So a person can come to your office, be wanting to purchase a home, for example, and you have someone for them to talk to for their loan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We also created private financing. The industry didn't provide financing for foreigners.
Oh.
At one point, banks would finance foreign people,
Mm-hmm.
and then they stopped during the crash. I thought it was an opportunity, and so we created some private financing. So foreigners or anyone that puts 50% down
Uh-huh.
can get financing.
Uh-huh.
And, a lot of people got hurt with foreclosures and short sales.
Uh-huh.
They still had money.
Uh-huh.
And so we were able to acquire a lot of homes for them.
So they just rechanneled the money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I just have been very impressed with what you've done in the real estate market, and so I wanted to get you on the show and chat with you about that. So if you were to give, because during the downturn there was a lot of Las Vegas was not a great place to be during the downturn, and there was a lot of people that got really hurt. And so what would you say that was one of the best tips that you would have given from a time like that to make it to benefit from that kind of situation?
Well, one of the designations that I hold is a CCIM, and they consider that the PhD of commercial real estate. And so what I analyzed was cities. We took Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Las Vegas, and we looked at economic engines. And that's really the strength of the city. Las Vegas basically was one economic engine, so very vulnerable. But during the downturn, you were able to buy real estate for less than the replacement cost. So they were buying property, and you couldn't even buy the land or build the structure for the price that you were buying it. It was very amazing. We had builders from California, rather than build, just bought property. People have made fortunes
because of it. And that's always the way it is, isn't it? When there's a crash or something really negative, other people, when you have the skills, as you said, and you take advantage of that, you can really become even more successful because of it.
Sure. There's two things that we want as investors. One is cash flow, and the other is appreciation. So you got to know what you want, and I also tell people that you got to know what you don't want.
Yeah.
You don't want vacancy.
No, you don't.
And you don't want repairs.
No.
So some people, unknowingly, without enough knowledge, bought property, but they actually got hurt. Even if it was the best time to invest, they bought the wrong product in the wrong area.
Yeah.
And so even though the timing was right, you still need some knowledge.
Yes, very important. So it's very important to have someone like yourself that is full of that knowledge. Now remember quickly back in the day when we had all those cranes in the air. Like on any given day there was like 45 cranes in the air. So much excitement happening. And back then I used to have Richard Lee. You remember Richard Lee?
Good friend of mine.
Yes. Well, he would come to my networking event. At the time it was Diamond Star Events, and speak, and I could fill the room at the Sterling Club with like 300 people because Richard Lee was there.
Sure.
And it was such a great time. Do you see that? Do you see Vegas coming back to that?
It's kind of like that, but what happened was the residential boom happened maybe about 4 years ago. All the new home builders started building. You know, you got Cadence. They're building somewhere between 20 and 30,000 homes. You got a lot of commercial activity with the new casinos, World Resorts.
Yes.
Alon or Alon, the Australian, what's his name, Kerry Packer. Then you got Faraday coming in Apex in North Las Vegas. There's so much activity going on all around. T-Mobile
Right now.
Arena. Look at the activity.
So it's like we're gearing up back to those times.
Right. So what we look for is job creation. When you have job creation, then people move here. So you have population growth. Population growth causes demand for housing. The cranes were for high rises. You know, the luxury condos, they're still kind of hurting. Very difficult to impossible to get financing. So financing is one of the key elements. It's hurt the condo market. It hasn't hurt the home market. Homes have rebounded tremendously. So I don't know if we're going to get cranes again, but
but that growth that made Vegas so exciting for people to come, because back then there would be 6,000 on any given month that came in and about 2,000 or 3,000 that went out.
Correct.
Those were the stats. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And this is Derek with ADG Realty. And you will see on the screen the address and his phone number if you wanted to contact him. And so thank you for joining me. I look forward to having you back.
Thank you for inviting me.
And so this is Sherial with Sheryl's Network Live. Have a fabulous Friday and a fabulous weekend. And we'll see you next time.